Hello Sudoku friends, welcome to April 7th edition of the New York Times Art Sudoku. The year of course is 2023, we shouldn't forget that, should we? So we have a 6 blocking up and a 6 blocking across. One of these must be a 6 and therefore we need a 6 for one of these two, and this 6 blocks this square. So the 6 must go here of course, and 9 must go here or here, because the 9 tracks here and this 9 goes up here, so one of these is a 9. And one of these also must be a 9. But instead, let's look at the 7 blocking over, and this 7 blocking over, this 7 blocking down. That gives me a 7 here. The 7 blocks up. One of these, therefore, must be a 7. And this 7 blocks this square. Therefore, a 7 is forced to go here. So 2 and a 7 are blocking up here. Therefore, these must be a 2 and a 7. And that gives me a 1, 8, and a 5 for these squares. There's an 8 and a 5 in the row, so the 1 must go here, and these now must be 8 and 5. And that gives me a 3 for one of these squares. We need a 7 for row 4. The 7 blocks up here, the 7 blocks down here, so a 7 must go here. Now these two 7s block up, while these two 7s block these two squares, so a 7 is bound for this square here. These two squares must be a 2 and a 4. And they will have to wait because I can't solve them yet. But a 9 blocks over here and this 9 blocks up, so a 9 must go here or here. And therefore here or here, but this 9 blocks this square, so there's only one square available for a 9 in this row, and that's here. There's only one 5 in the grid, and that's not many. So we know that these two squares are a 2 and a 4. Now let's have a look at the 3's in terms of this block 6 here. The 3 blocks over here, the 3 blocks down here, so the 3 must go here. And here's an interesting detail. We know that this 3 blocks over here, so one of these squares must be a 3. And we also have a 3 here, so all of these 6 squares are blocked from being a 3. Therefore, 3 must go here and here. Now let's look at block 9. We have a 3 blocking down and a 3 blocking down, so a 3 must go here or here. Now the $64,000 question is, where now can we place a 3 in the bottom row? You're right, only here. And that 3 blocks up. This 3 blocks up, this 3 blocks across, so a 3 must go here. And therefore this square is a 3. Now we need a 2 for the bottom row, and we can find that 2 because obviously it cannot go here or here because of the 2 here. We have a 2 blocking down here, and therefore one of these is a 2. So this square also cannot be a 2. Ergo, the 2 must go here. Now we need a 1, 5, and a 9 for these squares. The 9 blocks down here and the 9 blocks down here, so a 9 goes here, and these now must be a 1 and a 5. Since we have found the 3 here, we know that a 9 must go in this square because 2 9s are blocking these 4 squares. So this is a 9. Now let's look across and see if we can find a 9. It must go here or here, but I think that is all I can say. So we'll have to look elsewhere for the next digit. There's a 4 to be had, and here is why. This 4 blocks across here, so one of these two squares must be a 4. So where can we place a 4 in this row 2 now? It can't go here, here, or here because of this 4, and it cannot go here because of this 4, so it's got to go here. And this 4 now blocks down, this 4 blocks across, so this is a 4. And that gives me a 4 over here and a 2 here to complete row 4. This 2 blocks up, this 2 blocks over. One of these is a 2, which one it is not important right now. What's important is that we can have no more 2s in the top row. We also have a 2 in row 2. Now we need a 2 in row 3, and the only place it can go is here. This 2 blocks down, this blocks up, making this a 2, and therefore this must be a 2 by normal Sudoku rules. I think we need one more 2, don't we? Yes. And it's got to go here or here, and we also need one for up here, so I can't place them yet. These 2 must be a 5 and an 8. And they would also, no, hang on, this cannot be an 8 because the 8 blocks up here, making one of these an 8. Therefore, this cannot be an 8, it must be a 5, and the 8 must go in this square here. 1, 6, and 8 for these squares here. There's a 6 here blocking, so this is a 6, and this must be a 1 and an 8, making this therefore a 5. 4, 5, and 9 for these squares. That makes these 3 squares 1, 2, and 8. And funny enough, oh, hang on, the 8 blocks up here and the 8 blocks up here, so this, of course, must be an 8. And this 2 blocks over here, so a 2 goes here, and therefore a 2 goes here, because we have this 2 tracking over here, right? So 2 goes here. And what else did we find? We found, or we didn't find, but now we find a 1 that goes here, and that bears over here, making this a 1. These 3 squares now must be 6, 5, and 8. And yes, hang on, the 6 blocks up here, therefore one of these is a 6, and by the way, it must be this square, and that makes this a 6. This is now a 5 and an 8. The 5 blocks up, 8 goes here, 5 goes here. And these 2 squares must be a 1 and a 7. The 7 blocks down, 1 goes therefore here, and the 7 here and here. These 2 are still a 5 and an 8, but now this 5 blocks over, so the 8 goes here and the 5 here, and that makes this an 8 and this a 1. This last square has got to be a 5. These 2 now must be a 1 and a 6. So we only have one more square to find here, and that is a 1, making this a 1 and this a 6. 1 blocks over, 1 blocks over, 1 goes here, and this square I distinctly remember must be a 5, making this a 4. These 2 must be an 8 and a 3, so they will have to wait. We got a couple of 6s here blocking down and 1 blocking over, so a 6 must go here. 4 and 5 now here. We have a 4 in the row, so 5 goes here, 4 here. Now perhaps we can figure out what goes up here. Yes, the 5 blocks up, so the 5 must go here, and this must be a 9. The 9 blocks down, the 9 blocks over, a 9 must go here. And this square has got to be a what? An 8, making this an 8. And this must be a 3, therefore, making this a 3 and making this a 4. And that's it for the New York Times. Today is April 7, 2023. Thank you for watching and bye for now.